He danced, he floated, he stung, he talked big, fought harder, and stood taller than the sport itself. Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxing champion, he was a global symbol of greatness, rebellion, and truth. But what makes Ali such an untouchable figure, decades after his last fight? And what would have happened if his career hadn't been paused for 3 prime years because of a war he refused to fight? Let's find out. Born Cassius Clay, Ali exploded onto the global scene with a gold medal in the 1960 Rome Olympics. He quickly turned pro, and just 4 years later, at only 22, he shocked the world by defeating Sonny Liston and becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. But it wasn't just his fists that made him famous. He had a unique style, fast feet, quick hands, and a poetic mouth. He coined legendary lines like, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see. Ali redefined what a heavyweight boxer could be, not just powerful but graceful, smart, and charismatic. In 1967, at the height of his boxing powers, Ali was stripped of his titles. Why? He refused to serve in the US military during the Vietnam War, citing his Islamic beliefs and moral opposition to the conflict. He famously said, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." His stance cost him everything. His boxing license was revoked. He was convicted of draft evasion. He lost nearly 3.5 years of his prime fighting career. But he gained something greater global respect as a man of principle. Even after his ban, Ali returned to the ring in 1970, and took part in some of the greatest fights in boxing history, including the Fight of the Century versus Joe Frazier in 1971, the Rumble in the Jungle versus George Foreman in 1974, and the Thrilla in Manila rematch with Frazier in 1975. These weren't just fights, they were epic battles that showcased his toughness, his psychological strategy, and his will to win under pressure. But what truly sets Ali apart is that he was more than a boxer. He was a cultural icon, a civil rights advocate, and a speaker who inspired millions. He stood against racism, war, and injustice, even when it cost him his career. His fame and influence weren't just athletic, they were universal. Now let's imagine an alternate history. What if Ali hadn't been banned for nearly 4 years during his prime, ages 25 to 29? What might he have achieved? He could have defended his title multiple times, possibly surpassing other records. He would have avoided the ring rust, fatigue, and damage that came with such a long break. Some boxing analysts believe his health might have lasted longer, potentially reducing the severity of the Parkinson's symptoms he developed later. And on a technical level, Ali in his mid to late 20s might have been unstoppable. He was undefeated before his suspension. The world may have never seen him fall, more titles, more victories, a more dominant legacy. But here's the twist. His refusal to fight wasn't a setback, it became part of what made him legendary. It turned him into a symbol of courage, integrity, and resistance far beyond sports. Ali wasn't just the best in the ring. He changed how athletes speak, act, and influence society. He inspired people like Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, and even modern athletes like LeBron James and Colin Kaepernick. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a Hollywood star, and was named Sportsman of the Century by Sports Illustrated. Even after retirement, Ali continued to travel the world as a humanitarian and advocate for peace. Ali's story teaches us that being great isn't just about talent, it's about conviction. He showed that sometimes losing everything for what you believe in is the path to true greatness. So why is Muhammad Ali still the greatest? Because he fought with his fists and with his heart. Because he won inside the ring and outside it. Because even when silenced, his message only got louder. And what if he had never been banned? He might have broken every record in boxing, but without that struggle, perhaps we wouldn't know him as we do now. Not just a champion, but a legend. If this video inspired you, hit the like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into legendary lives.